What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rhea and Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Monday. This podcast is presented to you by Pepsi Wild Cherry. We have our Pepsi Wild Cherry sitting right next to us. As usual, Pepsi Wild Cherry is zero sugar. It is the perfect way to add a little glimpse of wild into your life, into your everyday, whether you're going out for a night on the town, whether you're staying in and doing nothing, or maybe you're just going to dinner. You can grab yourself a Pepsi Wild Cherry and add a little bit of wild into your life. It's tasty, it's delicious, it's refreshing, and it's my absolute favorite. What was your little wild moment of the weekend presented by Pepsi Wild Cherry?
You know, I watched a lot of television this weekend.
The telly, you watched a lot of
the telly. A lot of the telly, clocked a lot of hours. I guess, I had a lovely dinner out on Saturday night. I guess, that could be my wild moment. And just really enjoyed every morsel. Where no crumbs left.
Yeah, nothing left behind.
Oh my God, we finished everything.
That's the best feeling.
You just know when you go to a restaurant and you just execute the order perfectly. Mm-hmm. Where great appetizers, entree, everybody finished the entree. It was everyone was full but still had a little room for dessert.
Yep.
Perfection.
You're almost slamming the table yes, we did it.
We were
that was
exactly.
fucking unbelievable.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
We were very happy with how we executed our
That's
dinner.
Fantastic.
So honestly, that was my big night out. Other than that, I stayed home. I was home Friday night, and Saturday. I'll talk about it when we get to the weekly watch report. But my entire day was completely thrown off after I finished one day, Saturday morning. I was just crying at random points. Everything was, a girl did message me. She was like, things were making me cry for the rest of the day that should not make me cry. And I was like, I really feel like that. Joe was like, are you okay? All day long. It really, I was glad that I had the dinner plan set because it was a reason for me to shower and get ready and put myself together because I was just in shambles. And it was a lovely day on Sunday. Really, my wild moment of the day on Sunday is I washed my duvet cover, which you always know is a project.
That's a treat.
It's a project.
It's actually my biggest nightmare.
No, it's the worst. And for some reason, I decided to do it when I knew I was by my home by myself. And I was like, I have to fucking put this thing back on when I'm by myself. And I know the tricks, the roll and the pull and the whole thing, which I can do, but it is still a journey.
It's not so much putting the duvet cover on that bothers me. It's how long my duvet takes to dry, which is why I threw it out this weekend.
Right.
I'm done with that duvet. It was the material of it was taking forever.
Yeah,
forever to dry. No, it just wouldn't. I couldn't deal with it anymore. I couldn't deal with it.
You need just I don't even know what material.
Yeah, no, I'm looking. I have just a white comforter on right now. Yeah, no, I know what I need, but I just had to get rid of this one. It was gone.
Yeah, mine normally takes a solid 2 hours, which is not terrible.
Yeah, no, that I could deal with 2 hours. I can't deal with the whole day.
Yeah. No, absolutely. That is super fair. But that's it. What about you?
Wild. My wild weekend was just unpacking. I'm just unpacking, cooked my first meal in the new kitchen, which was just
divine,
absolutely delightful. Literally smiling from ear to ear, absolutely beaming with excitement over this meal because I really love to cook. Cooking for me is just one of the things that I can do that really just gets my brain off of everything. And I'm only focused on cooking.
What'd you make?
I made it keeps going viral, that marry me chicken thing.
Yeah.
But I made it with pasta and I put my own. I feel like recipes are great, and then you can make it your own,
Yeah,
like put your
yeah,
little spin
yeah,
on it.
yeah.
And so I made that, and it's just, there's no better feeling to me than cooking a meal, and not only are you tasting it because you cooked it and you go, wow, I fucking nailed that. And then somebody else being like, wow, this is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, there's just no better treat. So really, really excited about that. And yeah, just a lot of unpacking. I know that's not super exciting, but had to be done.
Has to.
That was my weekend. I had to unpack.
Has to. You gotta get organized.
Yeah, so those were our wild moments presented by Pepsi Wild Cherry. So make sure you guys go grab your Pepsi Wild Cherry and get a little wild in your life. That was wild. That was basically the whole weekend. Still, I know I keep saying it, still on baby watch. Still on baby watch for my sister. We are all waiting very patiently.
We think this could be the week.
I think this could be the week. I really think this could be the week. And my family's really, like, I know you can't just like make things happen, but my family is really rooting for it to happen on Thursday because my grandma, who is not alive, her birthday's on Thursday. And my mom's just like, oh, that would be so sweet. And I'm like, you know what? That would be really sweet. Would be nice. And I was like, oh, grandma's coming back as baby Luca. Right.
Right. Which is like, okay.
Yeah. Which everyone's like, okay, stop. Stop saying that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so hopefully,
I liked it better that a little piece of Oreo was coming back.
Right. Which I did not talk about.
We didn't, no.
So I don't know if I ever talk about Oreo. I talked about Fenway. I talked about Norman.
Yeah. Oreo's your sister's dog,
Well, yeah. So Oreo was my grandpa's dog.
Yeah.
And then, I want to say 8 years ago, my grandpa had to have surgery and needed somebody to take care of his dog.
Yeah.
So my sister took care of Oreo, and my sister became attached to Oreo. Oreo became attached to my sister, and Oreo never went back to my grandpa.
And he wasn't upset about it.
No.
At the time.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't really know how that, I can't really remember how that all went down. Like who, because my grandpa he had surgery, he couldn't take care of the dog. So, Oreo, became one of our family dogs. So then it was Fenway and Oreo, and then came Norman. So for a while, well, not for a while, when Norman came home to my house, Fenway passed away pretty quickly.
Yeah.
That was back in 2021. And then it was Oreo and Norman, and Oreo had to get used to Norman, and Norman had to get used to Oreo.
Yep.
And Oreo, he was hanging on.
I always had a soft spot for Oreo.
Same. He
was such a little gremlin.
He really was.
He looked just like an Ewok.
Yeah, and
he was
guests, Oreo wasn't their favorite.
Yeah.
Because maybe, he was a rugged dog.
Yeah, you could just go warm up to Oreo.
Yeah.
But he was
he was so sweet. He was so sweet.
Yeah.
And actually, the last time that I slept at my house on Long Island, I had to sleep on the couch because they were maneuvering, the bedrooms upstairs, my childhood bedroom. So I had to sleep on the couch, and me and Oreo slept together on the couch, and it was really sweet. And then, unfortunately, they had to put Oreo down.
Long life. He was old.
Yeah, my grandpa got him when I was in 6th grade, and I'm now 26.
Yeah.
So that he lived a really long life. And
he was probably 13, 14.
Yeah. And he was struggling for a while.
Yeah.
He was really struggling, but it was really sad. And obviously we were all very upset, but I felt really bad for my sister who it just wrecked her, especially at a time where emotions are really high. She's 9 months pregnant and she had to put her dog down.
Which is why I had felt it as almost even more of a cosmic twist that's,
right.
He was leaving her, but she is giving birth.
Exactly. Yeah. So it was really sad, and it was an emotional this happened 2 weekends ago for my family, but
I think
then the you thought Oreo was coming back a little bit with Luca. But Norman was so upset about Oreo too because dogs they
miss their buddy.
Yeah, they get a buddy and they're
they get attached.
Right. So it's sad, but all, beautiful things
Yeah.
coming.
Do you think your sister will get another dog?
No.
No.
She's I think
know,
her prior,
you know,
maybe in the future,
later.
but I think priority is the baby right now.
Yeah.
And my whole family is so attached to Norman.
Yeah.
So
that is true.
We're all very excited to see how
I will
cute
be getting
he
a
is.
dog before children. That's 100%.
Right. I would expect that.
Yeah. As soon as I'm out of the city,
Dog
immediate.
time?
It's like it will be immediate.
Right.
You will not see.
Oh my gosh.
You will not
I'm so
see
excited
me.
for that.
Oh my God. I've been looking too much at. There's a couple rescues in New York that I like follow their Instagrams, and they're always posting about their dogs, and I really almost pulled the trig like a couple weeks ago. I told you guys, I was like, oh my God, this dog but I could not be looking at dogs like at a worse time.
Right.
We're just gone all the time.
Yeah.
It would be like actually irresponsible at this point because there'd be no one, like, who would take care of a dog. Right. We're just gone for like the next 6 months, basically.
And I know that's why people ask about Norman all the time. Yeah. And I of course want Norman in my apartment, but at the same time, he loves having a backyard.
Yeah. Also, your parents are
my parents are so
your parents would be like, see ya, no.
Right. No, because when I moved to this bigger place now, I was, we were talking about, and they were like, he really needs this yard. Like,
yes,
he really just needs this yard. And
no, oh my God, are you kidding me? Your dad would not. No,
they're obsessed.
It's not happening.
And because when I moved, back home, I was living there with Norman, and everyone became very attached, and he became very attached to the house. And then he went to Florida, and he loves the warm weather
in Florida
because the backyard is a lake. He loves running around, and my Nono loves that dog needs a big backyard. He just loves running around playing so much. So I can't move him into a big home and then move him back into an apartment.
I think that's fair.
Like, it's just too much for him.
Yeah. So yeah. I'm aiming for the acronyms that everybody uses for like when you get married, like not even married, but like if you're in a couple, if you like, I'm aiming for DINKWAD.
What is
DINKWAD is double income, no kids with a dog.
Double income, no kids with a dog. Yeah.
DINKWAD. Yeah. Because right now I am a DINK. Double income, no kids. Mm-hmm. But I aspire to be a DINKWAD.
Okay, I've never heard that before. Yeah. But I guess that makes perfect sense.
You put that on like your taxes, like or like W-2.
No, this is not a legal thing, Noah. This is a made up on social media.
That's what people say. Yes. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, I'm not on with the tax guy saying, please make sure to put in DINKWAD.
Yeah, please write that at the top of my W-2.
Filing my taxes. Yes, government. I am a DINKWAD. Thank you. Please take that into consideration. That's the goal.
Oh, that's gonna be so cute. I was
Miss Peaches has got me in my feels.
Yo, Miss Peaches is so fucking cute.
My feels.
I'm addicted to the Miss Peaches videos.
Same.
Not only for Miss Peaches, but
for Dave.
For Dave's Miss Peaches voice.
Yeah, right. Dave adopted a pit bull. Mm-hmm. She is absolutely adorable. She is 6 years old.
So beautiful. I just want
she has the sweetest face ever. He rescued her from a terrible situation she was in Georgia, like hoarding, breeding situation. A rescue saved her, and then Dave took her to Miami, and she's got her own Instagram now. Famous Miss Peaches. She's on TikTok. We are actually selling merch that 100% of the profits are going to the rescue organization that helped save Miss Peaches.
Miss Peaches is now living the life that she deserves. And I am obsessed with watching these videos, of watching how comfortable she is. Yeah. She looks like she, when dogs roll over on their back, that means that they feel safe and they feel comfortable. And I'm so happy that she's in a great environment.
Yeah. But she's just so happy.
Also obsessed with these videos of Dave talking
Right.
to Miss Peaches because I saw a comment that was like, I haven't heard Dave's real voice in a week, which
Yeah,
I
no,
don't know if we're ever going to hear
Right.
his real voice ever again.
It's a side of Dave that we don't normally see too.
It's unfamiliar with.
The animals bring out his soft side.
Yeah, he
They really do.
really does love
He was
dogs.
talking about it on the show he's doing with Kirk and Ryan, that Whitney, that is an unnamed
the unnamed show.
And he was like, if I see a baby, I'm like, hey, baby. That's just how some people are.
Yeah,
like some people are just not people. They're animal people. And Dave is an animal person.
Right.
And he does not have that same soft spot
Right.
for small children.
And I think
that he does animals.
I think that some people that are like new to Dave and this situation think that this is brand new. Like Miss Peaches is a brand new thing for Dave. Like he has always loved dogs.
Always loved dogs and also has always used that voice when speaking toward or filming animals.
Right.
He does it with the manatees. He does it. So that just really made me chuckle because also my For You page, because like you said, people are just discovering it. So my For You page is just all these girls being like, is anyone following the Dave Portnoy Miss Peaches relationship? Like, I'm seeing Dave in a whole new light.
Yeah.
Like all these videos were coming up on my For You page. I'm like, oh my God, I can't even watch these.
No, I know. And I saw TikToks that were like, I used to hate Barstool Sports, but like Dave with Miss Peaches, I'm like,
Dave rescued a senior pit, and I'm in.
This is what's gonna be the turnaround for some people.
Oh my God! I mean, it is adorable. Oh God, she's got such a sweet little face.
So sweet,
and it just kills me. Like, she was really in such a bad. You can tell, like immediately, you can tell looking at her that she probably had so many litters.
It's heartbreaking to think about. But now she is in the sunshine in Miami.
God. Hell
living the life.
Doesn't get better than that.
No.
She's going to be treated like an absolute princess.
Yes, of course. This is totally off topic.
Okay.
Totally different topic.
We're jumping around.
We're jumping around here. I don't know why I was thinking about this morning. Well, I do know why. But I saw on TMZ that Corinna Kampf, her house got burglarized. Okay, burglars broke into her house. There's nothing more lame than being a burglar. Like, think about that name. Oh,
just the name?
Oh, you're a burglar? Like, get a job. Like, that's crazy. No. Like, I was reading and I just was like, burglar just sounds so loserish. It just sounds so loserish to be a burglar.
Yeah, I mean, hey, they're in the stealing game.
No, they're in the stealing game, but like, if I were them, no, they got them on video, but they didn't arrest them. But if I were them, I would be like, wait, I'm gonna be known as a burglar? Like, ew.
So your problem lies with the word.
I mean, my problem lies with the whole thing.
The whole thing, yes, of course.
Of course.
But
the word?
Yeah.
It's kind of close to like booger.
It's just like you're a goober.
Yeah,
you know? Yeah. It's just lame.
Celebs, they get burglarized.
Right, but it's like I feel so bad for her and I feel bad for anybody who's put in that situation, but I feel bad that that's the life they're living and that's the name they're going to be known as.
A robber?
Yeah,
Would you rather be a robber? Robbed?
Yeah, that's like, I don't even know if I was them what I would want to be called.
Yeah.
but burglar is not it.
No, that's not it.
No, it's not it. So that's my little tidbit for this morning. And it's time to get into the topics. All right, we're going to do a full Love is Blind recap. We are obviously going to rate it on Weekly Watch Report, but we got to do a recap.
I mean, it falls into both.
Good.
It's like, it's Weekly Watch Report day. And
it's too good. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We have a Marcus Jordan and Larsa Pippen update. Quick update we'll give you. Billie Eilish was seen, caught talking, not covering the mouth big enough. Maybe slamming some TikTokers at the People's Choice Awards. Kelly Rowland walked off the set of the Today Show because she didn't get the dressing room she liked. And we have the Weekly Watch Report. So let's get into the topics. If you want to pick up a new hobby or you just want to get better in a certain area, but you don't know what that area is yet, maybe try out Babbel. Maybe you want to try out learning a new language. Babbel is the science-backed language learning app that actually works. You don't have to pay hundreds of dollars for private tutors or waste hours on apps that don't really help you speak the language. Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons are designed by over 150 language experts to help you start speaking a new language in as little as 3 weeks. Babbel's designed by real people for real conversations. Babbel's tips and tools are approachable, they're accessible, rooted in real-life situations, and delivered with conversation-based teaching so you're ready to practice what you've learned in the real world. I know tons of people who have traveled to other countries that maybe they want to pick up on a new language before they go, so they download Babbel and they do those 10-minute lessons that help you pick up on daily conversations and give you those tips. There's studies from Yale, Michigan State University, and others continue to prove Babbel is better. One study found that using Babbel for 15 hours is equivalent to a full semester at college. Babbel has over 10 million subscriptions sold, plus all of Babbel's 14 language courses are backed by their 20-day money-back guarantee. So here's a special limited time deal for our listeners. Right now, you can get 55% off your Babbel subscription, but only for our listeners at babbel.com/chicks. Get 55% off at babbel.com/chicks. That's spelled BABBEL.com/chicks. Rules and restrictions may apply. Love is Blind is back. And you know it's one of our favorite reality shows because how can it not be when it continuously gives us the television that we deserve every single season?
Yeah, well, it just pulled us back in. Honestly, last season kind of sucked.
I still liked it.
I don't know. Last season, like in just comparison, in the moment, I enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. But compared to what we're getting now, to last season, this is just so much better. And it all comes down to, I think, like just couples, right? Last season, it felt like there just not that many couples made it. And that really killed it. And now we had like five engagements.
Yeah, so we have
6. Also, if you are not all the way, if you have not watched all 6 episodes, I think it's 6 are out right now.
6, yes.
If you have not watched all 6, you gotta turn us off already. I hate to tell you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I hope you enjoyed the first portion of the podcast.
Yep.
But now, but kisses and goodnight.
I don't know what you were doing if you didn't finish these episodes. I would have canceled all my plans. I like I said when I came, and also they came out on Wednesday, and truly I had said it on Friday's episode that like all I was thinking about was going home and finishing the episodes, which I did immediately. Mm-hmm. But oh my God, we're getting some crazy, crazy TV.
Crazy TV. It is phenomenal, okay? It hooks you in right at the beginning with these characters. Sometimes the producers, the makers of the show, must sit back and go, yeah, we fucking did it, guys.
Yeah, like we got it. It's happening.
We picked the right people for this show.
We picked the right crazy bunch.
Right. I think that the big story that is hooking everybody in right now is obviously the Jimmy, Chelsea, Jessica, Trevor little situation. Yep. Now, Jimmy was talking to both Jessica and Chelsea, had a connection with both of them. Jessica has lived quite a life. Mm-hmm. She has gone through a lot in her life, and she shared all of those details with Jimmy. I think Jimmy is maybe not manly enough to deal with a woman who has been through a lot in her life and holds her own and has that confidence, and that's the vibe I was getting, that he was 100%. Intimidated by her and how she can hold her own after going through so much in her life.
I also think he was living in some kind of fairy tale, and this is like Chelsea, I think, painted a picture for him of like, I'm a flight attendant. I travel a ton. Like, where do you want to go? Let's travel the world. Like, let's do all this stuff, And Jessica's a little bit more situated. She has a daughter. Like, she has her life built. And I just feel like Chelsea kind of sold a story to Jimmy, and then you know, Trevor got thrown into the mix of all this, who seems like just a sweet guy.
Trevor was so sweet,
so sweet. His connection was with Chelsea, so really it came down to like, are Jimmy and Chelsea gonna pick each other? And it was tough to hear some of those conversations. I felt so bad for Trevor when he was like, if I, like, you already said yes. Like, if I had gone first, like, would you have said yes to me? And honestly, I feel like Chelsea maybe would have said yes.
I think she would have. And I think Trevor kind of nailed it on the head when he was like, this does not sound good for Jimmy, when there was a long pause before answering that.
Yeah.
They got each other those bracelets. I think Jimmy
how
and
did Chelsea give him that bracelet? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think that Chelsea and Jimmy both picked the wrong people. I think that Chelsea should have picked Trevor. They clearly had a more from what it seemed, had more of a connection. And I think Jimmy picked Chelsea because once he heard Chelsea compare herself to Megan Fox, he was hooked. For a guy,
you could just see his face.
For a guy who repeatedly said the entire show, looks don't matter, looks don't matter, looks don't matter, even after meeting Chelsea, looks don't matter. This guy, to him, looks matter the most because he is making the most comments about physical appearances than anybody else on this show. So once he heard that Megan Fox line, and Chelsea was like, oh, people tell me I look like MGK's fiance or wife, which was bizarre to act like you don't know who Megan Fox is because people know who Megan Fox is before they know who Machine Gun Kelly is. And she was like, people tell me that just because of my hair and eyes. She didn't say, yeah, I definitely think I look like Megan Fox.
Yeah.
She said, people tell me I look like Megan Fox. Now, this is a game.
You got to have some self-awareness.
And
you can't be throwing around Megan Fox's name in a scenario where nobody can, where you can't see each other.
You can't see each other. And this is also a scenario where you're not supposed to describe appearances, which seem to be happening a lot in these pods.
More,
where they were describing their appearance.
Yeah.
Don't describe your appearance at all. Hair color, eye color, none of it.
Yeah.
None of it. So that was frustrating. And then his eyes lit. He's like, oh my God. I'm talking to him.
His jaw hit the floor.
Yeah. Because now he has a visual.
Yeah.
He's picturing
Megan Fox
on the other wall. Like, that's it. He is picturing that he is proposing to Megan Fox. And now, while this is happening, you begin to think to yourself, oh my God, he's definitely going to pick her.
Yeah. He's
writing Jessica out of the equation now.
Yep.
He then does that. He does just that. He picks Chelsea.
Mm-hmm.
He says he didn't have his mind made up. It was pretty clear when he told Chelsea, I love you, that he had his mind made up.
Yeah.
When he was telling Jessica, he didn't know. Jessica ripped him to shreds like we have never seen on this show before. Said he was going to need an EpiPen to open up his lungs from the choking that is going to happen when he sees her.
He said, wait until you see me. You are going to choke.
And she is not wrong.
It's a hell of a line.
She's not wrong.
Hell of a line.
No.
I mean, that's the moment we're all waiting for right now, is when they interact for the first time. If he's making comments about AD already, like out at the party that they had, and when they were in wherever they are, the Bahamas, whatever
Dominican Republic.
He's not gonna be able to contain himself. It's gonna be an issue, and I feel bad for Chelsea because she is trying, but you can tell by the way that Chelsea keeps kind of saying to him, like, what did you first notice about me? Like, what did you like? Well, really, I mean, he could not have given worse answers.
You got big boobs and nice teeth.
Yeah, the teeth response.
Noah keeps looking up. No, you gotta watch.
I kind of want to now.
It's so
Is
good.
that a direct quote?
Yeah. No. Paraphrase.
I mean, he basically, like, in the moment was like, they were laying in bed. He's like, you had really nice teeth. I'm like, she's like, like, what? She's like, oh, I thought you had nice eyes. Like, couldn't you just say something normal?
Yeah.
Like,
like, you're so beautiful. He said, and you have really big boobs.
Yeah. I mean, the way he just like, I just like can't.
Big boobies.
Yeah. The words that are coming out of his mouth just do not match his facial expressions. You know, he's like, nobody's more happy than I am. I'm the happiest. I couldn't be more happy. I'm so happy in my couple.
You want to know why he's so happy? Is because he's Mr. Horny over there.
Yeah.
He's like, look at all these women. Like
Yeah.
he's so horny, and he is not making Chelsea feel good about herself at all. At all. They're at this little shindig, and he's like, they're talking, and he just goes, that woman is stacked. And she's like, who? He's like, AD. What?
Yeah.
That's one of the most insane comments
I know.
made on that woman. Not even, everyone looks great. Like, AD, she's beautiful. No, that woman.
I mean,
that woman is stacked.
I will say, in his defense,
That's kind of sick.
no, not to defend him, but also to be like, 80's ass does generate a visceral reaction.
It's incredible.
It is insane.
She has an amazing body.
Yeah.
And she said she worked hard
Her
for
butt
it.
is
and
unreal.
And you can tell. Like,
Yeah.
she has a fucking phenomenal body.
Yeah.
Which everybody can appreciate, but so disrespectful.
Oh no, yeah,
to
you know. Probably
tell the
a
girl
comment
that
you say in your head.
You just got,
No. You
that
don't say it to the
woman-
girl you just proposed to.
And also the way that woman is stacked.
Yeah. No.
What? And then Chelsea.
Meanwhile, Chelsea's like, damn, he told me I have nice teeth.
Right. And then Chelsea tried to make the situation better, which only made it worse.
Yeah, it did make it worse.
Calling it out, being like, AD, how'd you get your body like that? Like, how'd you get your butt like that?
Yeah.
And then AD is now put in an uncomfortable situation where she's like shaking her butt, being like, Jesus
Yeah.
and work or squats or
Yeah,
whatever she said.
yeah.
And then Jimmy just prances on over. He's like, it's open season. Like, I'm coming in hot, AD. And he's flirting with her. Chelsea's standing right behind him. It was crazy when they went back to the hotel after, and she was like, I was standing right there. He goes, you were nowhere near us.
Yeah.
It's like, well, first of all, she was right behind you. But did you make sure she was, you know what I mean? Like that comment being like, you were nowhere near us. It's like, well, were you scoping to be like, where is she? So I can make these weird comments to AD. It was incredibly bizarre, so entertaining. I cannot get enough of this season.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And obviously, like, Jessica and Trevor will come back into the picture when they all hang out, when they're back in Charlotte. I believe they're all Charlotte people. So it's gonna be crazy to see what goes down there. I mean, AD has also had a bit of a journey, That Matthew guy was a real character.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Truly, sometimes I'm like, where does casting find these people? Like, he at first, and they the way they cut that and that edit was obviously for shock value, and they did a good job where it was like, oh, Matthew's weird, a little weird. He's antisocial. He doesn't really talk to the other guys. But, oh, look, he's opening up to AD and they have a great connection and she feels like something with him. And then they just go, "Bam," and they cut to the women's room. And another woman is like, Matthew said that, he really sees it with me. Basically, he's just saying that he was saying the same things to, I think her name was Amber, that he was saying to AD. And then when she finally confronted him on it, it just all went to shit. And he was like, America's watching.
He goes, we're on national television.
He was like, America's watching. It's like, yeah, no shit. Did you not tell yourself America's watching when you were saying the same things to two different girls?
So good. I
need to know what happened with him after the show because his storyline ended and he was like, I'm getting out of here. I'm gonna go find Amber. It's like, or what? Don't do that.
No. The America's Watching line was just absolutely incredible.
Unbelievable.
This season is a season filled with characters, and if you've listened to this recap now and you haven't watched, you better go watch. And I can tell on your face that you're gonna turn this on.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever watched Love
I
Is
watched
Blind?
the first season.
I'm telling you, it is so worth it.
It's a good season.
You're not gonna want to miss out on the discourse that's gonna happen this week.
No, and even Clay, the guy that AD's with is Clay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Clay rubbed me the wrong way from the start, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because in the pods, he was like, well, basically, like, what do you look like? You know, I'm a lips and ass guy. Lips and ass guy. And right away, she was like, okay, I'm not telling you, like, whatever.
Yeah.
It came around and he proposed, but he has moments where I'm like, oh, he's sweet. Like, they have a connection. And then he has moments where, like, I'm like, oh my God, he's so superficial that, like, will he get past that? When he was like, oh, if you gain weight, I'm telling you, get in the gym.
Absurd.
And the way, and she did call him on it. She was like, that was mean. Like, you can't say it like that. Like, I understand, like, if you want to have that conversation with me. She's like, what if I have a baby? Like, what are you going to, and he's like, oh, you get back in shape, babe.
I'm going to say, you get to the gym with me. He goes, are trainers nice? Are good trainers nice to you? I was like, bro, you're not a trainer. You're her fiance.
No, I know.
That's insanity.
Crazy.
And then right after he was being like really mean, like, I was like, is he joking around? Like, what is this? And I love that she was like, that's really not nice. You need to reword the way you're going to say that.
Yeah.
He then went into like some really profound, I forget exactly what he was talking about, but my face, did like a 180 where I was like, how did this guy just go from talking like this, like an asshole, to like saying,
like really nice things about her.
It was about her, you know, not having her dad to walk her down the aisle. Yeah. But having her brothers. And he said something really nice about how, like, he was like, your brothers will lead you into love. Like, it's really, whatever. And I was like, that's really,
he's like, we don't have to have it. Our, you know, our wedding can be however we want it to be. Like, there's no rules. It was very nice. So you get kind of whiplash from him a little bit.
Oh, of course. He's a trip.
Yeah.
He's definitely, and AD said that. She was like, it's a lot. Yeah. When they went to the little beach shindig, she was like, he's a lot in person. So I am so excited to see how the rest of these couples unfold. The best part is when they get to live together.
Oh, yeah.
It's the best. Now, the coming attractions. Chelsea is yelling at Jimmy saying, you fucked her. I know you fucked her. Do not tell me that Jimmy and Jessica fuck. Please don't tell me that they fuck, because she is so much better than this man. Yeah. That right now, she's on a high. Okay?
Yeah.
People, they're loving Jessica. We're loving Jessica.
Right. I feel like Jessica might do it just to like prove that she could, you know? Which is a bad,
like, just absolutely rock his world and leave.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna fuck your brains out and walk out of here and never speak to you again.
To just like really fuck up his life.
Yeah.
As like a revenge thing.
If that's the case,
I don't know if it's gonna be like, oh my God, we want to be together, you know?
No, if she's like, I'm gonna fucking rock his fucking world and never speak to him again.
Yeah.
I can maybe get on board with that.
Right.
But I can't get on board with the, oh, are we gonna give this a shot? Like, maybe we'll date. There's two ways this can go. And
it's also, I mean, hey, it seems like she's having mixed feelings about Trevor too. Like, they're in the preview, they're having a conversation where Chelsea and Trevor, and Chelsea's like, you know, Trevor's like, you know, I'm the guy. She's like, it just felt like they're both going to be really questioning their decision.
Yeah.
Really questioning their decision. And then there's two solid couples that are just like minding their own business. Johnny and Amy seem like they are very connected. They seem super different, but like this could be one of those times where like the Love is Blind formula does work for two people that would never meet each other in real life, and like it does work out. I don't really have any strong feelings about the two of them. Wish them the best. Hope it works out.
Wherever you're beginning or wherever you want to be, Peloton encourages you to just start. Peloton helps you start no matter what level you're at. Wherever you're starting, there's thousands of classes to get you moving. Peloton has classes from all different levels. What I also love about Peloton is they have their machines, but they also have their classes that you don't need a machine for. Whether that's beginner or advanced rides, you can feel good. You can feel good even with a feel good live DJ, or even artist themed rides. They have you covered. I know a lot of instructors do artist themed rides. Those are always a blast depending on the mood. One day you may be in a Taylor Swift mood. One day you may be in a hip hop mood. They have classes for all different areas and all different moods that you're in, and all different expertise, whether you're just starting out, whether you are really getting in the groove, or whether you're super advanced. So get started with a Peloton bike or bike plus rental by visiting onepeloton.com/bike/rentals. Terms do apply. Get started with a Peloton bike or bike plus rental by visiting onepeloton.com/bike/rentals. Terms apply.
Kenneth. What an unproblematic king that guy is.
So sweet.
Oh my God, what a sweetheart.
So sweet.
I'm worried. I know the preview didn't look good. The preview didn't look good. She was like, "You've changed completely."
Yeah.
Which really makes me sad because I thought they had like the way they were talking about each other was like so respectful and kind, and they're like really looking out for each other. And then I don't know, it kind of seems like maybe something shifts, which makes me sad. But that's another situation where you get like a dynamic that they never had. So it's like they could go home and panic. You know, he said he's never dated a white girl before. Like they go home, they meet each other's families. It's just you don't know what dynamics could play out. We'll see it obviously happen, but they're on more of like the traditional Love is Blind path, where like everything is going well and then they go home and there's some speed bumps and then like whatever, they either work it out or they don't. And then we have the other couples where the other couples are the ones where they get locked in with the past people from the pods, where you don't know if they're one of those pod people going to come back.
Yep.
Man.
I was like kind of blown away that Kenneth was a middle school principal. I'm like, where did he find the time? And this must have been filmed in the summer. Summer vacay.
Right. What's the other one?
Wait, but
Laura.
Can we just touch on the titty slap situation that happened?
Yeah, because I was gonna say Laura and Jeremy are the last couple, and they seem they seem like they have I don't know, more like, I don't know if I necessarily feel the physical chemistry between the two of them. Jeremy was making a decision between her and Sarah Ann, and he went with Laura. Sarah Ann also seems to be coming back into the picture. The previews, like a lot of these guys feel like maybe they picked the wrong gal.
Right.
I don't know.
Maybe love is not blind.
Yeah. And you could tell, like, you also could tell, like, what editing was doing when they specifically, I'm sure a lot of couples in the pods touch on politics. I wouldn't be crazy. Like, that would be kind of crazy if they didn't at all. But we don't normally see it, but they did show it with Sarah Ann and Jeremy, and they don't with a lot of other couples. So I thought that was interesting, if maybe that was like
why he went in a different direction.
If that was like something that was is important to him. And that's where they were at with that. But yeah, there was like honestly, what was the term that they were using?
Beaned it.
Yeah, so, I've never heard that.
It was clearly an inside joke that they had or maybe made up. And Laura, I guess, made a joke to Jeremy to like do a titty slap to AD.
Right.
Which I don't even know why she made that joke, and also not sure why he told everybody that. You know, and AD was like, that was disrespectful. First of all, why? Like, because if I was in AD's position, I'd be like, why are you joking around with your, significant other to like slap my titty? Like, that's kind of strange. But then also say it in front of my fiance, like, because then Clay kind of felt some type of way about it, because he was like, why are you guys talking about her like that? Like, I just kind of felt like everybody was making unnecessary comments about AD's body, even though she is so beautiful, and like, of course her body's fucking insane, like we said, but just like it felt it was getting to like an uncomfortable area where like we're talking about titty slapping here, and it was weird. And then the way that they all discussed it was strange. I was like, wait, are they fighting right now? Like, what's going on right now? And then Laura wasn't picking up on the fact that AD thought it was weird. Yeah. And Laura just thought that AD thought that Jeremy, but she thought Laura was being weird too. But Laura wasn't picking up on the fact that AD thought she was being weird. You have to have a certain lack of social skills to be on this show. And I mean that in the nicest way possible. But like, if you are going on Love is Blind, like,
you obviously dating up until that point like hasn't fully worked for you.
You're at your wit's end.
And it shows.
Yeah.
On some of these contestants. Like
yeah, it does.
Some of these guys, the things they say or the things that are said like in social settings, you're like, what? Do you know how to talk to people? Some of them really don't.
No, they really don't. It's genuinely shocking and scarring. And then I like look up and I just thank God. I'm like, oh my gosh, thank God that we are not in this situation.
No, I once again, like it's TV.
No, of course.
It's reality TV. It's produced. We know that a lot of like crazy shit happens on this show, but really there are some organic lines or things that happen where you're just like, what?
Watching these shows, like, just really makes you appreciate your partner.
Yeah, you know, that is true.
You're looking at them, you're like, what the hell is coming out of their mouths?
Yeah.
Like but it's so entertaining.
Yeah.
And we need people like this in the world.
Yep.
We need it for reality
because
TV.
I will say there's not like a lot of really young couples on this season. I think Kenneth and I'm spacing on her name. It's a B name. Brianna? Brent? I don't know. It's Brit. No, it's definitely a B name, I think. Kenneth and it'll come to me. Or Brittany. They, I think, are the youngest.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody else is like, I think, close-ish to like my age, if not a little bit older. So, you know, they're not like 22, 23 coming onto this show.
Right.
And
they're
like,
adults.
Yeah. They've lived like a long life, a dating life, whatever it is that they've done prior to being on this show. But yeah, we could not be more locked in. I just really, there were just the jaw-dropping moments. Every episode, there was something that you were like, what the fuck just happened?
Just can't get enough. I'm so upset we have to wait till Wednesday.
I know.
I'm so upset, but it'll come soon.
I know. I just gotta see what those first parties are like when they start mingling together. It's gonna be insane.
I have a feeling it's gonna be some of the best reality TV we've seen in a while.
Yeah.
Quick update on Marcus Jordan and Larsa Pippen.
Yeah.
They're clearly back together, and Larsa was sporting a big diamond ring on that finger.
Saw that.
So people are now speculating about that. Maybe it was just a makeup gift. People were also speculating that.
I saw rumors that he apparently had a moment at the reunion where he like popped off about all the women. Not on stage with the women, but like backstage. And I don't know if the other women know like what happened or what he said or like obviously their cameras are rolling and whatnot, so maybe you see some of it, but the report was that he had some sort of outburst, and honestly I wouldn't be surprised because the way that this season is ending, and I'm sure like I saw in the description for the first reunion episode of Miami that he like they're questioning his family dynamic, like they're bringing up his dad. In the last episode Kiki was like, we all saw the clip, because that clip of Michael when he was like asked if he approved and he was like no.
Yep.
Had just come out, so they were asking Larsa about it, and Larsa was like, you know, Larsa just acts like she doesn't know what they're talking about whenever it's something like that. Oh, everything's fine. We're good. Oh my God. And he was joking. He was totally joking. Mm-hmm. And I think that they definitely bring that up. I think they definitely bring that up on the reunion. So I could see maybe like backstage that he had a little bit of a meltdown. It says, apparently Marcus ran his mouth about a bunch of the women on the show. Sources allege Marcus and Larsa were off camera during the taping of Real Housewives of Miami's Season 5 reunion. They were having a heated conversation about Larsa's co-stars. The women did not hear what Marcus said backstage and didn't even know about the incident until after the reunion taped, but it was captured and the ladies have been made aware about it, someone close to production said. While we don't know exactly what went down, the words that came out of Marcus's mouth were, quote, so bad it would, quote, change the cast's opinion of him if it goes public. So apparently he had very strong opinions, which does make sense because they filmed the reunion and then it was like, oh, they broke up, they unfollowed people or whatever the hell was going on, and now I guess they've reconciled. So,
but I hope, now that it feels like that's not going to be on camera.
I think the cameras were on them for part of the conversation. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. It was
because if it happened after,
it's kind of confusing. It's kind of confusing.
Yeah.
Because obviously, like, we know from reunions that the cameras are on when people are like in their dressing rooms and stuff. Obviously, the rest of the women wouldn't hear what was said if Marcus was saying it in the dressing room. So I don't know. I don't know if I maybe not. Maybe not, because I feel like that if it was captured on camera, we'd be hearing. It would be like being teased more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's our fourth Marcus and Larsa update.
Yeah.
And I think maybe the last for the week. Maybe the last, but you don't know.
Don't tempt them.
You don't know what these two crazy kids. Billie Eilish, videos of Billie Eilish from People's Choice Awards are going viral because people think that she was kind of like dissing TikTokers because she was like, there's some TikTokers over there.
Yeah, she said there's a lot of TikTokers here.
Yeah, and then said like, I don't get it or whatever, or they're not needed, something like that.
Yeah, honestly, I don't. It's kind of hard to make out what she says. Besides, there are a lot of TikTokers here,
right?
And then she kind of makes a face.
Yeah,
that's
it's like
it.
the facial expression. Yeah. But I'm just like, Billie, where have you been? The TikTokers have been at every award show that you've been at. Yeah. This season, like People's Choice Awards, to me screams TikToker.
They're just
reality.
much more prominent at the People's Choice Awards,
but TikTokers were invited to the Grammys. TikTokers were invited to the Golden Globes. Like, I guess maybe they're not in the same section like they are at the People's Choice Awards.
Well, I also think like at the Golden Globes and the other award shows, yes, they are there, but the Golden Globes, they put them in a different room.
Right, exactly. They hide them away and they say those are TikTokers.
Like the Golden Globes, you still have Leonardo DiCaprio running around. Right. And same with the Oscars. And the People's Choice Awards, the social stars, the reality stars, they are the stars.
Exactly.
That's the kind of night it is. And of course there are the actors and musicians that are around because they're there because they're winning an award, right? Like Adam Sandler's there because he's being honored. Tom Hiddleston is there because he's winning an award. All that kind of thing.
Right. They lock the TikTokers away and throw away the key when they're at the Golden Globes. They don't let them come out until every celebrity leaves.
Yes.
But the People's Choice Awards in general, they fell off ever since they got rid of the Pop Podcast Award, in my opinion.
Yeah, this year is the first year.
Yeah, and Noah wasn't allowed in that the last time we went.
The PCA's, they got rid of a lot of like their pop culture
awards. I think that like whole section. Yeah. And
so no more podcast award.
It was fun. It was fun while it lasted. 2-time loser.
I will say I was
over here.
I know. I will say I was a little jealous that they did go back to the table format. I think that's a much better format. That's how it was the first time we went. Way more fun, way more enjoyable. The last time we went, like we were sitting on folding chairs, literally. Like it was like not. It was not a great setup.
Right. It was extremely bizarre. And it was like a COVID setup. And we were sitting in
2022.
Yeah, but they were still doing the
I know. It was still
So I think
so that's and that's there were some fun moments on the carpet they were doing. I was watching the E-News coverage. I had it on TV. And I also was catching a lot of the clips because Paige was doing the e-coverage, the social coverage. So I was tuning into some of that too because I wanted to see her, which is, that's awesome. That's like
very cool.
Such a fun thing to do. And I do like to see the when like all the casts of shows come to the PCAs together. Like that's fun, the Selling Sunset cast, the Real Housewives, Grey's Anatomy had a whole contingent there, which I thought was fun. So it's a fun night out.
Yeah, Selling Sunset, they love the People's Choice Awards.
They do.
That's their night to thrive.
They do love the People's Choice Awards for sure.
Kelly Rowland walked off the set of the Today Show, and Rita Ora had to fill in for her last minute because her dressing room was in use. She didn't get the dressing room that she wanted. Apparently, J-Lo was using her dressing room, and Kelly Rowland walked off the set. That is not the headline that you want going around about yourself.
That's a bad look.
That you are such a diva that you didn't like the dressing room that you wanted, so you walked off the set of the show. That's a bad look.
Right. Also, like, you're a guest host.
Right.
You know, she was coming on to do the hour with Hoda. And obviously, normally it's Jenna Bush Hager and Hoda, and Jenna was not there, so it was Hoda and a guest host. And it's one thing if you're a guest and you like have a diva moment, you know, celebrities, it is what it is, and you're not like derailing the entire show. Mm-hmm. But you're the guest host. They put them in a tough spot. I mean, credit to Rita Ora, that she came through last minute. Like, I think said it, you know, Hoda reached out like help, and it worked out. But that is just not a good look. Not a good look. And it also said, like, the headlines were like, oh, Kelly Rowland's team said that it was not like canceled and whatever. But I don't know. You can't like. You can't do that.
You can't just walk off when you're guest hosting a show. You can't do that. Props to Rita Ora. She's so cute. She looks like she's so much fun.
Right.
Rita Ora, come on the show sometime. We'd love to have you.
Yeah, so I guess Kelly was
maybe
a guest
host.
Yeah. Kelly was a guest during the 8 a.m. hour of the Today Show. So she was there, right? And then she was supposed to fill in during the hour of Hoda and Jenna. And Kelly walked out because she and her team didn't like her dressing room, and Rita agreed to fill in at the last minute. Kelly Rowland was according to Page 6, Kelly asked about using a green room upstairs because she was unhappy with the one she was in, but it was being used by J-Lo, who was on hand to promote her new album, This Is Me Now, and film The Greatest Love Story Never Told. The report says Rowland was then offered several other options, but she opted to leave instead. That's crazy.
That's crazy that's your option. That's crazy. That's your best option in your mind is like, I'm leaving.
That's crazy.
I don't know how you get to that point.
Right. Kelly Rowland did not give me these vibes.
No.
I did not know she had this in her.
When I read the headlines, I was like, what?
I know.
I thought something happened.
Yeah.
When she walked off the set, I thought something disrespectful happened.
Yeah, something did happen. Fucking J-Lo got her dress.
See, J-Lo would be the one that I would think would be the one who would throw
right. This feels like more of a J-Lo move.
Exactly, but I also think J-Lo is a true professional that she wouldn't want those headlines out there about her.
Yeah, that's true. Just true. Well, maybe J-Lo just swooped in and like was like, that dressing room is mine, and took it, and Kelly was in there before, and then was like,
and maybe that's also a diva move of J-Lo to be like, that dressing room is mine.
Yeah. J-Lo was just like, get out.
Yeah, like pulled her hair and told her to get out.
Look, that's a tough dynamic when you're on when you're working on a show like the Today Show, and you have one green room is the biggest one, and you got to make some decisions.
But it's like, you got to accept the fact that you're not the biggest fish.
Yeah.
Clearly,
she didn't want to do that.
Clearly not. She stormed off. No, I'm kidding. They didn't say that.
Right. Well, she left.
But she left.
I just think that is like, you're guest hosting. You're not even the guest. You're the friggin' host.
I wonder what kind of pace she walked out. Stomp,
right?
Fast walk, slowly walk out.
Yeah.
You know,
right?
How many people walked out with her? Did anybody chase after her? I need to know the pace of the walk in which she walked out.
Never be on another NBC show ever again.
The Today Show.
Come on and explain yourself.
The Today Show certainly isn't going to want to have her back.
Or maybe they'll have her back just to put her in the hot seat.
Yeah.
Why did you do that?
Right. How could you do that to Hoda?
So,
Truly.
so rude.
How could you do that to Hoda?
Incredibly
She's such
rude.
a queen.
Yeah.
And you're just gonna spit in her face like that?
Seriously.
Thank God for Rita Ora. Like, what a great response. Like, just
popped in looking fabulous.
Right. I need to know.
Where did she come from?
Right, I know. There's like so many other details where we're missing.
That she was able to get there?
Right. Then she, in like 2 seconds, she was like, I can be there.
And glammed and ready to go.
Yeah, and looking fabulous. And did a fantastic job, by the way.
Does Rita Ora just wake up like that?
That's kind of crazy to just step in to host a full like hour of the Today Show. at a moment's notice.
Right. Props to her, and no props to Kelly Rowland.
Nope.
All right, that wraps up the topics for today.
From day-to-day annoyances to the big stuff life throws your way, it's easy to get worked up. But there's a better way, let's say a chiller way. Turn that canceled concert into a parking lot dance party. Too cold for an ocean swim? Play volleyball and light a bonfire instead. That is choosing chill. And when you choose chill, reach for a Coors Light. When the mountains turn blue, it's as cold as the Rockies. Right here, I got a nice cold Coors Light in my hand. The mountains are blue. Sometimes you get caught up in the little stuff. You're having a bad week, a bad day. Everything's not going your way. And you're just in that mindset. Well, it's time to switch that mindset to that choose chill way where if something goes wrong or something pops up, you can turn that into something good and choose chill and, see it from that point of view and enjoy a nice, cold, crisp Coors Light. It's the only beer out there that is literally made to chill. So when you choose to rise above it all, choose chill. Choose Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/chicks. And always celebrate responsibly from Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
All right, let's get into the Weekly Watch Report where we talk about the things we watched this week. Weekly Watch Report on Monday, Weekly Watch Report on Monday, Weekly Watch Report on Monday, Weekly Watch Report on Monday. Boom.
To sneeze.
Bless you.
Oh my goodness, excuse
Bless
me.
you. I just watched my usuals.
You want to grade Love is Blind?
Love is Blind's an A.
Yeah.
Love is Blind's an A.
I think I'm giving Love is Blind an A+.
Well, I'm hoping to go up from here.
Oh, true. The next round of that's fair. I'll go A with you as well.
Yeah, I just am hoping to go up.
Yeah.
Because it's so good, I don't want to go down.
Yeah, but the pods to me, I think they're always the best episodes of every season.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes when they move in together and you get the real shit.
Yeah.
So I'm giving it an A.
Okay.
Vanderpump Rules is getting a C- for me.
Yeah. Tough episode.
Yeah, not loving. Love Island All-Stars.
I texted. I just I don't know how much more we can talk about it. And obviously there was some very serious things that Tom spoke about, Sandoval, but I did not like the way he spoke to Lisa in that conversation they were having. In what world did he need to raise his voice at Lisa, who was just trying to help him? She's the only one that really is willing to give him advice, and he just can't hear it from anybody.
Yeah, and a very, very sensitive subject for Lisa as well. It's getting a C- for me. Yeah. Love Island All-Stars. It's getting a bit boring.
We're at the end.
We're at the end, and
the finale's tonight.
I know, and just the fact that no Casa Amor, it started off really strong, and then to me kind of just dwindled down a little bit because they all got into their couples and nobody new came in and
right. Well,
no Casa Amor.
They weren't gonna do Casa Amor.
No, I know, but I just Casa Amor always adds another element.
Yeah, that is true. It's just anytime they do a shortened season, they don't bring in the Casa Amor big guns, which is fair because you can't really rush Casa Amor.
No, you can't. You would need 20 more days.
Yeah.
But good season overall.
Yeah.
I'm giving it a B+.
Yep.
I watch every night, and
did you watch last night's?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
I'm not gonna say anything, obviously.
Right. I don't want to spoil anything.
I liked what they did though.
I did too.
Yeah. Thought that was a good wrinkle.
I guess we could talk about once the finale airs and everything. I won't give my thoughts on anybody or anything right now, but B+. And I think that's it for the new stuff I watched. Like I said, I was unpacking.
Yeah.
Did you not end up watching a movie?
You're putting on the hits.
I put on Shutter Island, but I need to finish it, so I didn't want to grade it yet.
I just saw it's the 14-year anniversary. E-News just posted about it.
Shutter Island?
Yeah. So
never seen it.
I hadn't either, and then Noah said that it was really good, and obviously because it's Shutter Island.
Notting Hill.
You also said to watch Notting Hill, but I was more in the mood for something that was going to put me on the edge of my seat.
Mm-hmm.
But we started at 10 p.m. Saturday night, and I didn't want to fall asleep during Shutter Island. It feels like one of those movies that's impossible to fall asleep to, but I was. So we have to finish that. So I don't want to grade Shutter Island yet.
Fair.
And that's it for me.
Okay, what did I watch? Pull up my notes. I'll give Love Is Blind an A. That's fair. I'll stick with that.
Mm-hmm.
Love Island All Stars, I will give a. I guess it's been this whole last week of episodes. It's yeah. I mean, the last week always slows down. I'll give it a B.
Solid.
Did you watch Traitors?
Yes. Fuck. See, this always happens. Yes, I watch Traitors.
Traitors.
Because I just got my shows that I watch the days they come out, and then I forget that they're.
I'll grade Vanderpump Rules. I'll give a C. Traitors, I will give a B plus.
I'll give Traitors a B.
Yeah, we are in a good place. Like this season of Traitors was so good. I'm excited to see how it all ends. But they've been on the right path. The Faithfuls. I was basically on the word for a second. The Faithfuls have been on the right course.
Yeah.
So they have sniffed out the right people. Phaedra has just been fantastic. And Phaedra and CT's little dynamic is so good. It's you never know what you're gonna get when you throw a group of reality stars together like this. That has been so good. I have loved watching that. That challenge that they did in the house with the bugs. I could never.
Never.
I'm out. $1,000. Sorry, I'm with all the other ladies that had to leave early. Couldn't do it.
No,
sorry.
I couldn't either. Phaedra is such a treat on this show.
Oh, and she is wheeling and dealing, man. She's doing a great job.
I thought that Parvati and Pete were gonna kiss.
They had a very funky like I could see them staring into each other's eyes and them being like, I hate you. And him being like, I hate you too. And then they just start making
and
out.
they just attack each other.
Yeah.
Like I literally was like, wait, am I watching The Bachelor again? Like
we also personally were dying because we were texting about this, but there's been some rumors online about Pete and Ekin-Su, and it's only been because Barb has been commenting
Sweet
on
mums.
all of Ekin-Su's Instagrams. And that has led people to think like, oh, maybe there's something going on between them. No.
I just don't believe that.
I think that is just Barb being a fan of the show, a fan of her son, as always. She comments on his own. She's like, my little strategizer. Like she's kids, and she is commenting on Ekin-Su's, like literally every single one of Ekin-Su's Instagrams. Like, you're so funny. Like sweet messages, but it's just like, she has to get so involved in all the dynamics, you know?
Pete has really been making Barb really proud.
Yes, totally.
He's been making us all proud.
He has. He definitely has. I wasn't quite sure why he pivoted, and he did kind of say like, oh, this may not work out. But I had felt like the idea that Trishelle had made so much more sense. It's like, let's take a shot at Phaedra. She has the numbers. Like, she has people that will never vote for her. Like, we can take this shot now. We may not get it later.
Yeah.
And she was so right. Like, that was the right way to go.
Absolutely.
And for some reason, Pete, like, I don't know, that's what I was saying. Maybe he wanted to kiss her. I don't know.
No, like, I was like, there's some
He's
tension.
like, right. He was like really hoping to keep her around or keep her around to, whatever, like, he had gone with I don't know. It was like a weird switch. I felt like all of a sudden he was so gung ho for Parvati.
Maybe he was like, wait, I'm gonna miss her.
Yeah,
I'm gonna miss this little back and forth we have.
Right. So, very interested to see how that ends. Did I grade Traitors? No, I think I'll give it. I'll give it a B plus. A B plus. Okay, good. Beverly Hills, I will give a B minus. Like we said last week, I feel like with the Kyle and Mauricio stuff, we're like getting into it now, but it's like it's not anything new, you know? I just want, I'm being nosy. I want more details.
We've just seen it all play out.
Yeah, like just, they talk about it in a more general way instead of like, this is what happened, you know? and maybe nothing necessarily happened, but that's. And then Real Houses of Miami, I will give a B. Real Houses of Miami has been better than Beverly Hills to me in my mind. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, I've watched episodes 1 through 5. Have not finished yet, but 1 through 5 were great. I'll give that an A-. Really, really good.
High score.
Yeah, really good. And like I was saying last week, has gotten better. Like the first 2 episodes were a little slow, but then like 4 and 5 were so good. So
You should watch that.
I'm excited to see
you
where
guys
that
both
goes.
are raving about it.
Yeah. I watched This Is Me Now, a love story, the J-Lo
documentary.
It's Bria, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, I had to Google, like, what is this?
I kept seeing it pop up, and I thought it was a new movie, and I just was skipping past it.
There is also a documentary about the making of this movie coming out, I think, at the end of this week or next week. Because this is like I don't know if she wanted to go like Beyonce Lemonade visual album type thing, because it's like a bunch of music videos tied together in the story of the artist that is J-Lo and her love stories and like her pursuit of love. And so there's all like, I mean, the musical numbers are fantastic. We all know she's an incredible entertainer. But there's just like filler stuff in it that I'm like, am I on drugs? Like, she's talking to Fat Joe. Fat Joe plays her therapist. And then there is this, I mean, in the most J-Lo fashion ever, right? Because everybody jokes about her, like, with the zodiac signs, and she doesn't fuck with Virgos and, like, the whole thing. They put together, like, there's, like, a zodiological, I don't even know the term that they use, council. And they're up on this planet, and they're looking down at J-Lo. And it's, like, they're all different signs. But it's, like, Post Malone, Keke Palmer, Jade Fonda, fucking Kim Petras, Jay Shetty. Like, it's like this group of wildly famous people that are all like looking down and commentary on J-Lo's life as like different signs. And like, that's
the most Leo thing
Neil
that J-Lo
deGrasse
could
Tyson.
do.
Like, it was so bizarre. By the way, she funded this whole thing. It was like $20 million. She paid for like the whole thing herself.
And this is why J-Lo gets the good dressing room.
Yes. And it's like an hour long, and it ended, and I was like, what the fuck was that?
I just see a New York Times headline is, what exactly is Jennifer Lopez's This Is Me Now? A love story, question mark?
No, it's
About
like,
herself?
People were calling it, they were like, hey, like, was this just kind of a vanity project, or was it just,
It has pretty good reviews, I'm seeing.
No, it does. I feel like it was probably very therapeutic for her. It's very interesting because it's something that I've never really seen before. So it is a one-of-a-kind type thing, which, you know, you get credit for anytime you come up with, like, an original thing like that. But it's just, like, and then it like, ends with Ben. So, like, starts and ends, but Ben's not really in it. Ben is in it, but, like, he plays, like, a news anchor that like kind of resembles Trump. Like, it's bizarre. Like, he's got like a fake tan, orange hair, fake nose, and he's like a Rex something is like, and he's got this accent, and I'm like, what? I don't know. The dance numbers are fantastic though. It feels like a bunch of like really good J-Lo music videos all strung together. So, I'll give it like a
IMDb says it's a narrative-driven odyssey.
Yeah, like. And it has great reviews. But it's like, what are you even reviewing? Like, it's not a movie. I don't know. I'll give it a B-, where I enjoyed it and it was entertaining, but I think I went in with a different idea of what it was going to be. I watched After Everything, which I had not watched yet, and honestly, I put it on Saturday to try and like feel something after I watched one day. And you know, it's fine. I give it a C. It's the ending that I expected for those movies, and I knew it was coming. I just hadn't watched it yet. One day. So I guess this is on me, right? Because I just forgot this. The movie came out years ago. Anne Hathaway, Jim Sturgis. I kind of forgot everything that had to do with the movie. And then when I started to watch the show, I was like, you know what? I think I remember why I never watched the movie. Because people told me how fucking sad it was. And I never wanted to watch the movie because people were like, oh, one day, great movie, so sad. And I like put it in that category. Like I put it in like the Marley and Me category of really sad movies that I probably will never watch. One Day was so good and so fucking gut-wrenching at the same time. Where like episode 14, I was blubbering. Like Joe had gone out on a run and I laid in bed because I was watching Friday night. I was binging and I went to bed at like episode 10 and I was like, oh my God, I'm immediately, they're half-hour episodes. I was like, when I wake up in the morning, I am just going to snuggle up in bed with my iPad and finish the rest of the episodes. And he came home and was like, are you okay? I was just like bawling my eyes out in bed. and like I was kind of trying to like laugh it off.
Yeah.
But then when I tried to explain to him like what happened, because you know, when you're watching a movie, something sad, you're like, oh, like this happened. It came out of my mouth like somebody I personally knew, like something terrible had happened. Where I was like, she, and like he was like, oh, what is happening? Oh my God, I couldn't. And it truly, like, I was random points of the rest of the day. I could cry thinking about it right now. Like,
I won't be watching this. I want you guys to know I will not be watching. No, I cannot handle. I can't handle like what I can sense where this is going, and I cannot handle.
It's so good.
What I think you're about to say.
It's so fun. And I don't want to like. It's tough because I don't want to spoil anything. But I mean, granted, me talking about how fucking sad it is.
Everyone's saying how sad it is. You
kind of like put two and two. I mean, you still don't know the details of what happens, but.
I can't. I just don't think I could do it. I don't think I could put myself through that. I really don't. I don't.
I'm
getting secondhand extremely sad right now.
No, I said to Joe, like, what happens in the show? I came out of my bedroom and looked at him and was like, don't you ever let that happen to you? And he was like, what is happening?
But you finished Lessons in Chemistry, right?
Yes, but I read the Lessons in Chemistry book.
No, I'm just saying.
Can you tell me what happened? Can
like
we put a spoiler? Can you just tell me what
Lessons
happened?
in Chemistry is different.
It's definitely different.
Spoiler. If you have not finished One Day, do not listen to this. I guess also Lessons in Chemistry. I don't know if you guys heard, but McDonald's classic burgers are hotter, juicier, and tastier than ever before. So much so that the Hamburglar is on the loose. The patties are cooked to juicy perfection. The cheese is perfectly melted. The Big Mac has more special sauce in every bite, and they're topped with a pillowy soft golden bun. They are truly McDonald's best classic burgers ever. Oh my God, every time I talk about McDonald's burgers, it just makes my mouth water, where now I am craving a McDonald's burger. So delicious. We had some in the studio last week, and they were gone in 2 seconds. It was like absolutely delicious. Had to be eaten immediately. Came right from the McDonald's, nice and hot. The Big Mac sauce was just tasting delicious. I personally am a fan of just a classic cheeseburger with the pickles and the onions and the ketchup. Oh my God, every bite is just so good. You guys know what I'm talking about. When you're in the mood for a McDonald's burger, you can't think about anything else. So try McDonald's best burgers ever at a McDonald's near you. We know you got one close. Whether it's you go in, you pick one up, delivery, whatever it is, make sure you are enjoying your McDonald's juiciest burgers ever at a McDonald's near you. Lessons in Chemistry, like the really sad shit happens early on.
Yeah.
And there's a whole nother story afterwards. Like there's a more...
Just
like,
the tragedy is the exact same
One Day... Yeah, no, it's so different though, I feel like.
It is,
One Day, like it ends with just...
Wait, but what happens?
Okay, so... They are two best friends. They meet on their last night of college, and their paths just never, like romantically, it just never works. And the whole point is that every episode is like the same day, years apart. Every, they go back to the same day 1 year. And, sometimes he's in a relationship, sometimes she's in a relationship. You can tell, like, she always loved him. He was, like, cool guy, cute, everybody loved him.
Yeah.
And he would kind of tease her, string her along a little bit. Like, the first night that they met, they had made out, and, like, so they would joke about it. And, he had relationships. He kind of becomes, like, a little famous. And, he, like, he, with that, gets a little bit of a drug problem, comes out of it. And they just, there's divorce, there's kids, there's all these things that happen. And then finally, the timing just works out. And they have their moment where they're like, we're doing this. We love each other. We're doing it. The whole shebang. Marriage. They fall in love. It's amazing. It's like, this is the love story. And you kind of expect you like, oh no, something's got to happen unless it's just getting a really happy ending. And they start to have conversations about having a baby, and they've been trying for a year, and she's getting down on herself, so they have a little bit of an argument. And they're going to see a house, and he's at the house, and she went to swim, and it's raining, and they just miss each other on the phone. He leaves her a voicemail. She leaves him a voicemail. Like, I'm so sorry, that was dumb. I love you so much. Like, I'll be right there. I'm running a little late. She gets on her fucking bike in the rain, hit by a car. Dead on scene. And they like show her die. They show her like on the ground dying.
When it happened though, I was like, oh, maybe she's not dead.
I had a slimmer of hope that maybe, but then it's the same. They stick to the book and the movie. It's the same story. The creator of the show actually did an interview, because I was reading about it afterwards, where she was like, I almost changed.
Wait, so
I almost changed it.
Did you remember what happened before it happened? Like, you knew it was coming?
No.
Oh, yeah. Did any part of you think that something bad was going to happen to him? Because that's kind of, I was kind of like, for a while, they kind of lead you to think that maybe he's the one who.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole thing. Yeah. This is the thing. I knew the movie, like, I knew something sad happened. I did not know what, but when she got on that bike in the rain.
Oh, yeah. At that point,
I went, oh no.
No.
I literally, like, out loud, I went, oh no. Oh no. So.
If you stop it before that, great. It's a.
Oh my God.
Storybook ending.
It's a beautiful. And then episode 14 is just like the next 2 years where he is.
No.
It skips ahead a little bit, but he that day comes, he's fucking drunk off his ass. He gets beat up. Like, his dad has to come get him. Like, he's so devastated. And there's this one scene where he is sitting in the room of the house, and he's sitting up against the wall, and her ghost, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They have her sit, and she puts her head on her shoulder. She's like, don't get rid of the photos, but like, you gotta move on. And it's just, and then it cuts to, literally, I'm gonna start crying thinking about it. I'm gonna start crying again. It's so sad. And it cuts, and he's like, she's just gone, but he's like this. Like, he's got his head like, ugh.
You know what also wasn't really sad part? This is earlier in the show, but the scene with where he comes home and his mom is sick.
Oh my
God.
And
then his dad yells at him.
Yes. There's just so many things. And then the episode ends with him bringing his daughter to their college that they went to, and he kind of like relives that first day of them meeting.
No,
and he walks up the steps with his daughter, and it flashes back to when he chased after her, and I was a blubbering mess, and I'm literally crying about it again, where I was like, I cannot. It just completely wrecked me. It really did.
I have to be honest. I'm really glad I didn't watch it.
No, you would not have been okay.
No, I really would not have.
Like, you would have, like, which is what I'm saying. Like, I literally, because Joe, it's like Joe city bikes around the city all the time, and I'm like, oh God, just like, be careful. And it like just crushed me, where I really like was kind of kidding, but also was being dead serious, because when I came out, I was like, Joe, you're not allowed to ever get hit by a fucking car. Like, are you kidding me?
Like, you're not allowed on a bike again.
Yeah, like, it just, ugh.
No, really, I know. Good show though.
No,
really well
I'm
done.
sure it was
actors,
really
so
amazing.
good.
I just,
She was fantastic, not taking away anything from her, but he
he's
was
really
exceptional. Like I hope that I know because it's like we're in award season now, so it's tough because when it comes around for like a whole nother year, some of the shows that come out like earlier, I feel like don't get as much love. I hope he gets nominated for this. Like he is so good. And to think of like his creepy fucking character in White Lotus to this, like, and my toxic trait, and you know this, my toxic trait is I will fall in love with any male lead. Doesn't matter. Any romance male lead, I will fall in love with
You and
them.
my sister have the same exact trait when it comes to like
Leo Woodall did not do it for me. Like
Wait,
after
really?
what? Oh my! Like I was like, oh, he's cute, but I was like, meh, like not my type. Like whatever. After I watched the show, I was like, I would die for him. I would die for him. Like
well, that makes sense from what I'm hearing about the show. Now it's crazy that A Walk to Remember is one of my favorite movies ever, but is very similar to the fact that it will rip
your heart out.
Your heart out.
Yep.
But it's more like I can't watch this now knowing that you know what I mean? Like if I had been watching it and that happened, I would not be okay. But I had, now that I willingly going into that, I just
no. That's why I never watched the movie.
The movie though got bad reviews. I was just looking at.
No, technically yes, but it is like one of those. It's one of those mid 2000s movies that people love.
Yeah, I saw like a bunch of.
Most of the girls in my DMs who are more our peers.
Mm-hmm.
I trust their judgment. Were like, oh my god, have you not seen the movie? The movie's amazing.
There was a big debate I saw online of like Jim Sturgis first.
Yeah.
Leo
People
Woodall,
do
like,
love the
Jim
Sturgis character.
Yeah.
Does he not look
what
like would you rate
it? I mean, it's an A+. It is a like really such a good show. And like episodes 1 through 12, I binged in 2 seconds. But it's just one of those shows too, and it's the story in general, right? That's why people have always been obsessed. It's why it's been remade, so book, movie, TV show. But you finish it and it just like you're stuck with it. Like it really sits with you, and you're like, oh my god, they wasted so much time, and like they could like the timing never worked for them, but that was obviously the journey that they were on, and they did finally find each other, but they were always there, like they were there for each other as friends.
You rating it an A+ is now like.
I say watch it.
But I really don't like.
I've been telling all my friends, and they're all like,
"You already know about."
No, I know what happens, but I don't know. I'm really torn. I'm really, really torn.
Yeah, you could watch
because if
you could watch till episode 12 and then stop because then you know what happens.
With you, then I know it's really gonna.
Oh yeah, I haven't had a show stick with me like this in a while, where I was like blubbering.
Like I see one TikTok and it sticks with me for hours.
Yeah. No, I think that well now I feel bad that I ruined it.
No, I asked.
Okay.
No, I would rather
honestly
know.
watch. I would even recommend watching episode 1 through 12 and then stopping. I have
to see.
No, you have
after.
to because 14 is just a beautiful episode. Like it's heartbreaking, but he is so good.
Yeah.
That it is just.
Do you think he looks like Harry Josie?
Yes.
I kept thinking
a
that.
Little.
And I was like, this is ruined. Like, don't think about Harry Josie. That'll ruin
little,
it.
but no. And I'm glad you didn't say that before I watched.
In the show, I kept thinking, I'm like, this isn't.
When he's doing like his presenting stuff.
Yeah.
I could maybe see it. Yeah. But.
Yeah, when he was in his like terrible phase, maybe that's what I was thinking.
God.
Dang.
It's just. It was
set in the UK, so that's a nice part of it too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fuck, I'm definitely gonna end up watching.
It's it is really worth watching, but it kills you. It kills you. I hope I didn't spoil. I said spoiler, right?
We said spoiler. I literally asked you to spoil it. So
okay. You know what we should start doing, Noah? When we talk about like spoilers on the graphic. We should put like spoiler
on the
spoilers
Weekly Watch
ahead.
Report graphic.
No, like on the topics graphic. Like when we do like Love Is Blind recap. Obviously, people can assume we're talking about Love Is Blind. Like that's fair, but maybe like Weekly Watch Report. There are some
In parentheses,
spoilers.
there are some spoilers.
Yeah.
Like, just FYI. Because sometimes I feel like people are listening and then maybe they zone out and then all of a sudden I'm like giving away the story.
Right. And then they zone back in. They're like, oh my God, fuck.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought one day was 10 episodes. I didn't check like how many episodes there were. So after episode 10, I thought it was over.
Yeah. Oh, shit. That would have sucked.
And yeah.
You'd been like, damn, they just never made those two kids just never make it.
But that would have been
the story of people who just never
Yeah,
made it.
a less sad ending, probably.
Oh my God. If it just ended with them, like, it just never made sense and they found other people and like.
Well, that would be a shitty show.
No, that would suck
just
too.
be like, why the fuck
but
did we
I
watch
honestly
that?
like thought that could have been the case also, just to be like a journey of
Wait, when she said that she was
friendship.
going to change the ending, she's saying that she
She thought about maybe giving it a happy ending. The creator.
I wouldn't have hated that. This
No.
kind of like I think it would have got a higher grade for me
Oh my God!
if I didn't.
If it ended in a happy ending, I would have given it like an A++++++.
Yeah. I was like,
I would have been like, oh my God, that was so heartwarming and like amazing
just
and
beautiful.
When
Yeah.
she got killed, I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
No, I yelled. Oh, I yelled. Laying in bed, I yelled. Oh, come on!
Yeah.
Yeah, because the next episode, it kind of just immediately it went from her like in the street to the next episode being like she's dead.
Yeah.
Like she's been
Damn.
dead, and I'm like, oh my God.
That was me and laying in bed
Oh my
watching it on my
God.
iPad.
That's just.
I like couldn't even take a picture of my ugly crying face because it was like so bad.
Damn.
And honestly, I think I just made a mistake too of like getting up immediately in the morning and just like staying in bed and watching it because then it ended and I was like, well, I'm just going to stay in bed all day.
Right.
Like, what the hell?
Now you have an excuse to stay in bed all day.
Yeah. But, and I can't, I'm talking about it so much. So obviously I feel like that is probably even more a testament to how much it stayed with me. Because I have not talked about a show like this in a while.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if you haven't watched it, I hope you have. If you're not listening to this.
Right. Well, they know that there was a spoiler, so.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, no, he was so good. So good.
Is that all?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That's everything I watched this week.
Yeah, watched one day. Great show.
Yeah.
I'll give it an A-. And I do think that if it had a happier ending, I would have given it a better grade.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Well, people in my DMs were like,
because I'm just
how are you that sad? Like, don't you know the story? And I was like, no.
Yeah, I didn't know the story.
Didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't. I
didn't know it existed
I deliberately
before this.
never watched the movie, and now I remember why.
I feel like Gia like made a tick. I think she might have finished before me.
My sister.
But when people were like, "Oh,
Nobody
I'm
loves
so
crying
sad."
about movies or TV shows.
But I thought she was just crying because like, oh, like love story, like they didn't get together. I didn't know
Yeah,
that
yeah,
it was
yeah.
gonna be like so much worse.
No.
So yeah, give that an A-. I watched the movie Thanksgiving.
Oh.
How was that?
Addison Rae.
A scary movie.
Yeah, scary
Rick.
movie. What?
Rick Hoffman.
Yeah, when he came on screen, I was like, I heard his voice first, and then I'm like, is that?
Is it
and
also
then-
Patrick Dempsey?
Yeah.
Is he in it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that got good reviews. Like I wanted to watch it when it came out, but yeah, it's like one of those movies that's like kind of really corny and bad in some ways, but also like just like a great watch. I'll give it a C+, but yeah, no, I'll give it a C+. It's a good movie.
Okay.
Addison Rae, like very small part, like for her.
For her.
Well, the way
I'm
that
just
they,
saying,
the
like-
way they
Yeah, the way it
advertise
was-
her being
yeah,
in it
yeah.
seems like she's the main role.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Patrick Dempsey, it's good to see him on screen.
Yeah.
He looks good. Speaking of Patrick Dempsey, there's a like empanada place next to me, my apartment, and when he got named Sexiest Man Alive, which was what, like half a year ago? I don't know. It was a while ago, I feel like. They put on
I think it was in like December or November.
Okay. It's been a while.
Yeah.
They put on like this chalkboard outside the empanada place, like empanada is hotter than Patrick Dempsey. And that has been on that thing. It's still there today. I'm like, you got to change that.
Have you
Yeah.
ever tried the empanadas?
No.
Are they hotter than Patrick Dempsey?
sure
Please
that they
report
are.
back.
But yeah, I'll give it a C+.
Okay.
But it could easily be like a B- in terms of like fun, easy watch. I watched the latest Expats episode. Have you guys been?
I haven't
watching it?
started.
I've been waiting for all the episodes
because-
to come out.
I can only do like I'm doing
Yeah.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Yeah, Expats is like slow.
Yeah.
It's pretty slow. Like this last one. Also, this last episode was an hour and 40 minutes. I saw the time
It's a
code.
feature-length film.
Yeah, I was like, an hour and 40 minutes?
That just can't be allowed.
Yeah,
You can't
and-
be doing that.
Yeah,
No,
it's
and you
too
keep
long.
talking about how slow it is not
No,
making
I
me
don't
want to
think
watch
you.
it.
Yeah, like it might pick up. I don't know, but right now I'm like, this is slow. Like, and it's very depressing.
Slow, and they're doing hour 40
Yeah, I
episodes.
can't
and
do an
it's
hour
like
and
it's
40.
like
That's
definitely
insane.
like
That's a movie.
it's like brings you down.
Yeah, no.
I'll give that a C. This past episode is a C plus. Like it's just I'm like, come on. I watched the movie Stowaway. Have you heard about this?
No.
Came out a few years ago. Anna Kendrick. They're in space.
No.
Basically, the premise is they're on a mission to Mars, and 3 people, and then this guy like falls through the roof. Like he was like working on the ship before it took off, and then like he fell and like got knocked out, and he woke up and they had already taken off. So then there's 4 of them. They don't have enough oxygen for 4 people to make it. So it's kind of like this dilemma of what to do. Pretty good movie. I'll give it a C plus. Entertaining. I watched True Detective finale last night. The
Mixed.
season 4.
I saw mixed responses.
I didn't like look online about what people were saying. I didn't love it. I didn't love it. Felt
the
kinda
ending or the whole season?
No, I liked.
'Cause I felt like you were a fan
I was
of the
actually
season.
like a big fan of the first few episodes. I don't know. It just didn't do it for me. This finale. I feel like it wrapped everything up, but it was kind of like anticlimactic for me. I don't know, but
Fair.
I'll give it a B minus. Like it's still very well done. Jodie Foster's great. But yeah, I don't know. Very like supernatural stuff going on. And then I watched Curb.
I watched
Last
Curb
night.
too.
I didn't watch Curb.
What would you give Curb?
A B.
Better than last week?
I'll give this one a B plus. This is my favorite one.
Yeah,
of the,
this one is the best out of the three so far.
That's exciting to hear.
Yeah. This one was funny.
Yeah, this one I was like laughing.
I mean, I fucking love Vince Vaughn. So like, anytime Vince Vaughn's in a Curb
Oh,
episode,
he's in
I get
this one?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
fair.
get
Every
very
time he
I
comes
love when
on,
he's on too.
I fucking love
it's
when
just,
he's on.
I just laugh picturing like the fact that Vince Vaughn is like, yeah, I'll do Curb, like a tiny role playing a nobody basically.
No, it's perfect though.
no, I know.
Yeah.
That's why it's so funny. I'm like,
I
it's
mean,
just,
he's a funkhauser. He's not a nobody.
Yeah,
no, but I'm saying
seriously.
like he's not like everyone else. Like they're a cameo. Like even
Right,
last
like
night,
Sienna Miller, plays Sienna Miller.
Yeah.
But it's like Vince
No,
Vaughn's
but
just
he has a
playing
standing character.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, that's I love.
I think it makes it
Yeah.
even better.
yeah, I love it.
I'll give it a B plus. That was my favorite one of the season so
Yeah.
far. Yeah, that's all
All
I
right.
watched.
Nice.
All right, those are all the things we watched this week. All right, that wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. Reminder, the tickets are still on sale for our live shows that are coming up in March, so go check those out. Link in the description and on our social media pages. Thank you so much for watching. We hope you have an amazing week, an amazing Monday, or Tuesday, or Wednesday, whenever you're listening to this. Love you guys. Bye.